Second, Jesus' public crucifixion was not just a public display of how much God hates sin. It was also a public display of God's love for sinners. All in one act of Jesus dying on the cross. God's absolute hatred for sin and God's absolute love for sinners. See Christ, the God-man, as he hangs on the cross, dying, and the inscription above his head proclaims the truth about who he is, the King who lays down his life for sinners. 1 John 4, 9, and 10 proclaims this beautifully. In this, the love of God was made manifest. It was made visible, made so that everyone, when they look, when they hear about Christ going to the cross, would know that God sent his only Son into the world so that we might live through him. In this is love. Not that we loved God, but that he loved us. And that love was made manifest in sending his Son to be the propitiation. We don't use that word regularly. But to be the satisfaction, so that God's wrath, literally for our individual sins, no longer burns. It's been satisfied for you and I. That lie you told, that disobedience against your mom and dad, if you are in Christ, that shame that you didn't want to be identified with Jesus in a given situation, that sin, the wrath that God burned for that individual sin was satisfied on the cross, so that just love for you remains, no longer wrath. God has been appeased by his Son's death. And this is the message that we proclaim to the world. At the cross, God's righteousness and judgment, his righteous judgment and love met in one horrible and glorious display.